Hello, welcome to part 2, where I talk about taking the monkey to the Morse code Mountainside. As you can see, it's a pretty miserable day again. Well, it still was the same day, but there you go. What I'm going to be trying to do is fill in the next part of the story. So we'll put some meat on the bones of what I was telling you last week, how this part of Wales gave us what could be called a landmark history point in the history of telecommunications globally. So let's go that way and carry on the story. See you in a second. Now, if I haven't mucked this up, it'll be a miracle. I think I have mucked it up though, actually. Yeah, I think I've really dropped a clang here. We'll see. No, I haven't. No, I'm in the right place. So, here we have Ship Cottage. Used to be, I think, a ship inn. We're now crossing here what used to be a railway line. Now I've got to try and get this right, because if I cock it up, I'm going to look like a complete twonk. And down there is Llanrug Station. Now, Gorsaf Llanrug played an important role. Let's see if we can get a better shot. You can't really see down there, can you? Yeah, you can't see. Oh well, it was worth a try. But this is Gorsaf Llanrug. So here, trains would come in loaded with equipment, and they would be making their way up here. Now, for all you train buffs, this bit was carried by road, and then later a separate tramway, I believe, or even railway, I'm not sure, was used to haul the goods to their final location. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing there to indicate those lines. Obviously the railway here has long since disappeared, because hey, who needs railways? Right, so we're going to make our way up and onwards, and this is essentially the road they would have taken. I think it was last resurfaced back then, and this is, we're talking about 1913 into 1914, so we're not exactly talking modern day. Okay, so this is the village of Llanrug, as in Gorsaf Llanrug, yeah. And as you can see, a lot of industry here is to do with outward bound type stuff. Now it is the 23rd of November 2023, as I said. If you've been watching the news, it won't have escaped you that sadly 4 young men tragically lost their lives just a few miles down the road the other side of Iwithfa. And yeah, that's never ever a good thing, is it? Very sad. Now I'm working on this because I've been given an indication that this is where I need to go. The best bit is I'm probably completely wrong, and even if I'm right, looking at the weather, it's going to be a waste of time, but we're going to give it a try. Okay, so we're coming up here. Somewhere is the entrance. Now, there is no joke or anything about this. I am actually looking for what I believe is going to be a gateway with a genuine view. There's no ulterior motive. It is actually genuine for something that I need to explain. Now you see, because I'm a bit of a pillock, I happen to have forgotten my phone, and my phone has got where I want to be on. This will do. This will do. Christmas trees are for sale down here. Lovely. Right, so we're neutral. Coming up. Ooh, that could have been dodgy. There we go. So what we've got over here is a view over towards Winevower, as I've tucked down the other side of the valley. And I want you to picture over there 10 massive 400-foot high each erections, all massive poles sticking up. I'll try and do you an artist impression. Do 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 do. There you go. Hopefully that'll work. Probably won't. But hey, you're not expecting anything decent from this, are you? So there you had 10 400-foot massive poles. At the time, the highest building in London was St Paul's Cathedral, 386 feet high. And what those poles are, they're aerials, or they're supporting an aerial. So, during the Great War, we had the slight problem of communications. You know, all these different technologies were being required, and yet, of course, as we all know, well and good, in reality, they couldn't really talk. So this chap called Marconi, Giuseppe Marconi I believe is his proper name, but we'll call him Marconi because I might be wrong with the first name and I don't really want to have to re-edit it. So he decided he was going to do some marvellous work. Now if you go down south of Barmouth, which is a good excuse to go over the Barmouth Bridge, which I believe is now open, there's a marvellous place down there called Towing. And you're going, yeah, so what? We all know that's there. start of the Talyllyn Railway, etc, etc. Yeah. But there's an address there called Marconi Bungalows. And there were a set of bungalows built by the Marconi company so they could operate a relay station. Now, as I understand it, the idea was the messages would go from London to Towyn. They would then be relayed on to where we're about to go. And what would happen from there is the aim was to be able to transmit long distances. Now, in theory, this is where I should have been able to give you a picture of what it looked like, and it might be over there. So here we go, is another attempt. I might try and get you a picture, and what I'll try and do is superimpose it on. Might being the operative word. Didn't work very well, so I've given up and thrown it away. Right, let's carry on before I get bored. I bet you're bored already, aren't you? Right, so people toiled away, put up these 400-foot masts, all 10 of them, and put, I think it was 32 separate cables running from a shed all the way up across these 10 masts, which were basically there purely to hold the cable up. And they were going all the way up the mountainside. Absolutely enormous it was. This is all very pretty, isn't it? I wish I'd got the bullet out, but it's stirving purposes, otherwise known as, it's a coat hanger at the minute. It's being used for storing and supporting loads and loads of bits while we're having our building work done. And I wanted to take it out, but I just thought it's going to take too long and I haven't really got much time. I don't like these horrible tight twisty little lanes at the moment, because the road surfaces are, I'm not going to say they're abysmal, but they're just not very good. Right, so we're beginning to get nearer where I want to go. So I'm going to call this end of part 1. Yeah, I mean part 2, but you know what I mean. And then what we'll do is we'll be showing you a little bit more about the place, the location, and trying to find all its, any of its relics in the next part. See you in the next one. Bye. Turn my bloody indicator off.